Kelly, congrats on One Fast Move. I really enjoyed the film. And one aspect that really impressed me was just the genuine love it has for racing. You know, till the dragon gets referenced. There's a real respect for motorcycles and the community around it. I know you're very passionate about motorcycles. So how was it just getting to combine your two loves of film and motorcycles for one great project?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me, and thanks for the kind words and for watching the film. Gosh, it was a dream come true to blend both. I mean, that's where this film came from. Was motorcycles came late in my life. It came in my late 20s, and it really at a time when I needed them, and I didn't know it. And it was a form of meditation for me. It was a challenge. It was a part of my identity at that point, and obviously I love film and was making films, and I hadn't seen a grounded motorcycle racing film. We've had a lot of motorcycle films, even one recently with the bike riders, but I hadn't seen something set in the world of super sport racing. And I love great sports dramas like The Fighter and Rocky and Raging Bull, and that are also great character pieces. And so that was my attempt with this, was to create a very strong character drama from themes that I was taking from my own life while mixing it with the world of motorcycle racing.
And I spoke with KJ, and he discussed how collaborative you were as a filmmaker, and I saw that you two kind of went through the script and fine-tuned the dialogue and such. How is it just getting to see KJ's full creative mind? Because he's done a lot of television, and you don't get that much input there.
Oh, it was a dream with KJ, honestly. He came on board about a year before we started shooting, and he was in the middle, I think, of the sixth season of Riverdale, an insane schedule he was on. And his creative energy is really unbounded, and his passion and commitment. I mean, he was calling me almost every single day throughout that year, with questions and ideas. In the middle of he'd say, "Oh, in the middle of the night, I had this thought about this particular scene. What do you think?" And as a director and a writer, that is a dream, to have an actor who's that committed and who cares that much. Because throughout that year, there was these amazing discoveries, so many that came from these conversations that he and I had, so that by the time we were shooting, all those questions had been answered, and it was just ready to explore and to see what was going to happen on the set. But there were no questions about the material and about the character. So I can't say enough about KJ Appa. He is just a dream to work with and an incredible talent.
Yeah, and I saw all these photos of him from years ago of him riding bikes, and I was like, oh, was that a pre-existing interest? But no, it all came from this film. So that really shows the dedication that, he's been working on getting ready for this for a long time, really learned to ride, and that really
Oh
speaks to
yeah.
his dedication too.
Oh, absolutely. He had never really ridden before. I threw him on my Triumph for a couple months, and then he ended up buying like three bikes, and he was riding those bikes for an entire year. And so he really wanted to make sure he felt comfortable on a bike while also falling in love with motorcycles and what it gave him, which was really important for him to understand, that because that's a lot of the theme of the film. And yeah, his dedication means so much to me. I hope to do every film with KJ Apa, to be honest.
And I love Eric Dane in this film, and I wanted to ask you about your approach to this estranged father mentor type storyline that we get here, because I feel like in another film it'd be so easy to make him, suddenly like halfway through the film start becoming like father of the year. He doesn't get like a drastic shift like that. He does change, but it's not cartoonish. How was it just making sure everything was grounded in that way?
Oh, I'm glad you recognized that. Thank you. You know, for me, Dean was a character who was stunted in his maturation. He was still living like he's 22 years old, and I feel like Wes showing up was a catalyst for him to have to deal with, I think, this biggest thing that was holding back his maturation, which I think he had felt this guilt and this shame for abandoning his son before he was born and essentially shedding his responsibility. And so when Wes shows up, he has to face all these things now. He has to face the abandonment. He has to face all these things. And for me, Dean is somebody who is incredibly charismatic. He's a guy you'd love to have a beer with, but who also is harboring these demons within him. And Eric just he's an amazing actor, and he just carries that balance so well. And to your point, I didn't see Dean as having this massive transformation, because we I don't think we can change that much and that quickly. But I do think that through this process, he at least recognizes Wes and gives him validation, teaches him something. He's able to give his son something that he knows, which is motorcycle racing. And maybe he's not going to be, the empathetic, caring, loving father, but he's able to give him something, and he's there and present in his life moving forward.
Yeah, that's beautifully put. Thank you so much for your time, Kelly, and congrats on one fast move. I really enjoyed the film.